5-week house stint in the amazing Kathmandu. We are back at the airport and we are flying to Rome. So we're swapping temples and pagodas and stupas for cathedrals, castles and tombs. But
Roman history.
And all the Roman history, but more importantly we are swapping out noodles and rice for pasta and red wine. Yay! So Kathmandu, you've been amazing. Recommend to come. Challenging country, but if you ever get the chance to come, we'd love to come back and do more of Nepal.
Oh, definitely. Great.
In probably not the wet season. So stay tuned for more adventures of Kiwis Fly the Coop. So it's been a bit of an epic travel day today. It's been a bit of a marathon. So we flew out of Kathmandu at about 9:30 this morning. We had about a 4.5-hour flight to Dubai, had a 3-hour stopover, and then it was just under 6 hours to get from Dubai to Rome. We are booked into a B&B in a little suburb of Rome called Trastevere. Beautiful suburb, we've researched it, it's within walking distance to all the attractions. Which was a major factor in us booking in here. It's costing us €260 for 4 nights, and that includes breakfast. Because we've arrived here, I think we touched down around about 7:30 at night local time. We got them to come and pick us up at the airport, and that cost us €40. So our room is really big, it's really comfortable. I'll put the link in down below. This is our room. We've got aircon, modern bathroom. We don't have a balcony, but there is a little balcony out in the kitchen area. So Trastevere is living up to what we kind of really expected. Lots of alfresco dining. See lots of people drinking red wine. And there are
Limoncello I saw as well.
Oh, limoncello. And there are street artists, and there are stalls, and it's just so pretty iconic Italy, really, so far. So we're on our first full day in Rome. It still feels like a dream that we're actually even here. Can't believe it, we're in Rome. So we've got about a 45-minute walk to get to St. Peter's Basilica, which is the first on my Lindy list to do today. So we're heading to the square, the Basilica, and we're hoping to do the dome. We don't have any skipper line tickets for this one, so we'll just see what it's like. It's 7:20 in the morning, 45-minute walk to get there, so hopefully it's not too bad. But this was one of the reasons why we chose Zen and Zoe B&B, because of their location, because all the major attractions in Rome, where we are in Trastevere, is very close, and we can basically walk everywhere, which has also meant that we didn't have to worry about getting one of the many passes that you can get, the Roma card, and do you remember what the name of the other one was? There's lots of them to choose from, all very good if you need transport mainly. It includes hop on and hop off bus, but I might give more information on that later. So something else that you have to be very aware of and around Rome is your standard of dress, very similar to when we were going to temples and pagodas. Knees have to be covered and shoulders also have to be covered. So luckily I've got a great supply of temple pants. So I got my temple pants on today. Scotty's wearing longs. I think he probably could have got away with his long shorts because they just about cover his knees, but we'll just see what everybody else's attire is like, because we certainly didn't want to not be able to go into places. So although we may sort of kind of feel the heat a little bit today, it's worth not worth it for not being able to be kicked out.
Humidity's not the same as Asia.
No, definitely not. Might be heat, but there's not the humidity of what we've been living in the last 18 months, except for China. The polar blast of China. How could we forget that? So after our 45-minute walk, we've made it to St. Peter's Square, and now we're just standing in the queue for the dome. Morning! Now we're just standing in the queue for the dome, aren't we?
We are.
So it is 2 minutes to 8, and the dome opens at 8 o'clock. So one day a week, or on certain dates, they close off the square, and this is where the Pope addresses the crowds, and we're picking that it might be here by the looks of all the seats. Okay, although it's free to get into St. Peter's Basilica, you've got to pay if you want to go and do the dome, which we're making our way straight there now. And there's hardly anybody here, which is really good. €8 if you want to walk all the steps, or what did I say, 520 odd steps. If you want to take the 551 steps, and if you want to take the elevator and only walk 320 steps, then it's €10 each. Taking the elevator. €10. So although I don't want to give a running commentary of the St. Peter's Basilica, because anybody can Google it, behind me is the nave. We've just walked down the nave, and as I swing round you can see the amazing altar. It is huge, and in our ears we have Rick Steves going, and he's doing an amazing commentary, and I would really recommend downloading Rick Steves' app for the commentary of all these places that we're going to go and see today. Okay, and then I'm just going to pan up so that you can have a look at Michelangelo's dome over the altar. And this is underneath where we just walked up before. Scotty, if you were to come to St. Peter's Basilica,
I would get here early.
We were here at 8 o'clock.
Just on 8, and we had a bit of a queue.
What time is it now? 5
10
past 10.
So we lined up
So-
way over there at 8 o'clock.
That's the queue there, okay? That's the end of the queue. This is the queue, this is the queue, this is the queue, that's still the queue, that's the queue, and just past the fountain is the entranceway. Lordy, lordy. Okay, so right there is the Pope's residence, and that's his bedroom right there. That's where he sleeps at night. Okay, now there's the chimney, there's the famous chimney that pumps out the smoke when the new Pope is announced. It's the Sistine Chapel. It's all quite unremarkable really, just set in there behind St. Peter's. It's 10 o'clock. Okay, we're just enjoying our first cappuccino in Italy.
Yeah.
How does it rate, Scott?
Very good.
This is how I imagined us in
It's
Italy,
good coffee.
sitting on the side of the street with bright red tablecloths, drinking a cappuccino in Vatican City.
I know.
How iconic is that? And you know what? That cappuccino is bloody good. And we're really after their free Wi-Fi. So we're walking up towards the Vatican City, and we have actually brought Skip the Queue. And if we hadn't brought Skip the Queue, this is the queue. Always buy Skip the Queue.
Skip the line. That queue there goes right down the road. And we've been watching it, it's hardly moving.
These do look a little bit like bathtubs, but they're actually a sarcophagi to hold the bones before they're entombed. Okay, I think it'd be pretty fair to say that we're pretty buggered.
A long bit of walking.
So yeah, it's coming up to 2:30, and the crowds were mental at the Vatican and St. Peter's. So we've just come to Castel Sant'Angelo, which is our last thing on our itinerary today. We've walked about 45 minutes from the Vatican Museums, and it's an old fortification there behind me. We're about to go in and have a look, although we were sussing out to see whether there were any beverages we could sit and just recharge the batteries. Just needed a bit of a recharge. My tracker is telling me that we've probably walked about 12 k's today, so I think we are due for some recharge. The top of the castle, so we've got a great view there of St. Peter's Dome and Basilica.
This morning up the top.
Yeah, that's where we climbed up to this morning.
So here's the top here.
And just to the right of it is the Vatican City, which we were also at earlier.